What is going on, my baboon brothers, my simian sisters? Deejus here with another Advanced Wars by Web replay analysis. Today we're going to be examining another nutty, lively game. This game was also user submitted, so don't you forget, you too can submit your craziest, wonkiest games to me at Deejusproductions@gmail.com, and you just might have your game reviewed in front of the masses, while we review your stupidest plays, your smartest plays, and we learn from it. So don't forget, make sure to look out the qualifications in the more info section beneath the video. You have to meet some qualifications in order for it to be reviewed. So send your videos in, or send your games in, and you might have them reviewed. Anyway, this game right here took place on the map Making Tax Digital. It's a pretty fun map with contested comm towers, so you know I like it. Medium, lower income, 19k both sides if everything's equal. So it's a pretty fun map. It's your usual 1 weak base and airport versus 2 base kind of setup, although the 2 base is a swing base. So this one could theoretically go to the weak side to reinforce, how there's double force to get through. So it's generally trending towards the middle or generally trending towards the strong base side. Another notable thing about this map is that there are some pipe seams that could be broken. I usually don't break either of these pipe seams, but I could see how they could be used to easier reinforce the middle of this weak or of this strong base over here, or perhaps allow this middle base to more reinforce this weak base over here. But most times I don't find myself breaking those pipe seams. The focus though is the contested properties, which are most contested, comm tower. Sometimes this one, these two over here contested, as are these two obviously, and then these two in the middle are usually contested as well. A lot of the time on this map I find that properties stay white the entirety of the game. Some of them being these middle properties, and sometimes the comm towers, depending on how feisty people are feeling over comm towers. Me personally, I like comm tower maps that are contested because people lose their mind. If their opponent has a comm tower and they don't, they will go ape shit. They will turn from a peaceful little loving orangutan that's learning how to eat a banana into like a genital ripping chimp in a matter of seconds, which I personally love watching from the sidelines at least. So pretty fun map. This airport is incredibly important. You're going to see a lot of battlecopters on this map because of look at these pipe seams in the mountains. Battlecopter can weave from this side over here on the weak side easily over to the middle, and you can't follow them unless you break the pipe seams. So the pipe seams can allow your anti-air to catch up to the copters, but imagine you have a copter over here. You build an anti-air. Copter goes over here. Now I have to go through these forests and this other forest and then loop back over here. Like, it is incredibly hard to counter battlecopters. Battlecopters are incredibly strong in this map. Therefore, lower income, 19k. Lower medium income, great battlecopters. What COs do you think are good here? A little test for you. Let's talk tier 4. What do you think's the best in tier 4? Who do you think's the best in tier 3? Who do you think's the best in tier 2? Answer. Adder. Look at this. Look at this mech reinforce here. This is a beautiful mechs. Copters. Tier 4, Adder, 100% of the time. No questions. You're not picking Jake. Tier 3. Well, Kindle's banned now. But, I don't know. Tier 3 is a little less known, but you want the more aggressive COs. Perhaps Lash here because of the mountains and mechs. But more aggressive CO. This is your max, like Lash, Kindle, Adder, Von Bolt sort of map. However, Von Bolt was banned. This is a tier 1 matchup. Von Bolt was banned. Therefore, we see a Sasha and we see a Sammy. And Sammy in tier 1. Whoa. You don't see that very often unless it's in mixed base. However, with that beautiful mech reinforce and contested comm towers where Sammy can probably eke out a capture while the opponent can't with that extra capture bonus, Sammy has some viability. Now, I don't know if Sammy's better than Sasha here. In fact, I would probably lean towards Sasha here. However, I will say Sammy has a lot of play on this map. Personally here, if Von Bolt's banned, I'm probably going either Sasha or Hawk, personally. Javier is way too much of a gamble. I mean, you can go for the gold here, but if you don't get either comm tower, your game is lost. And that's a little too tricky for me to get behind. So, a little shaky with Javier, but if you're feeling balls to the wall, go for it. But our players chose these COs, which I think is a very fun matchup. Another thing about these players, Azrael, strong player, Wealthy Tuna, strong player. I've played both of them in the Live League before. I played both of them. No, I played Azrael in Standard before, not in Live League. But Wealthy Tuna I recently played in Live League. Strong player, up and coming. I think he's an alt. I don't know what his main is, but he's a pretty strong player, 1300 in Live League, so nothing to sneeze at, as I used to say. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the game. So, in the bottom, in the orangies, or why do we call them orange though? They're clearly red. The red boys, we got Azrael. In the top, in the blues, in the Wealthy Tuna blue, we have Sasha. So, first things first, we already have a deviation. Not capturing this property. What does that tell us? They're going for this capture and the comm tower chain. Note, this is the strong side of blue. Typically blue gets this one, red gets this one. However, Azrael, he's feeling feisty. Can he pull it off? I normally wouldn't do this. However, utilizing Sammy, maybe this is his whole game plan, is to base that Sammy capture bonus and snag both comm towers. Can he pull it off? Let's find out. So far, so normal. A recon on the strong side is not uncommon, especially as Sasha. It would not surprise me to see a recon here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You could reach that in 2 turns. However, Sammy capture bonus, it will still go through. But there will be nothing to defend this, so even if it does capture the comm tower, it will be dying. So, what will Mr. Tuna do? Doesn't build a recon. Saving up for the tank next turn, apparently. Azrael doing his normal stuff. Wealthy Tuna going for the cap here. I don't think Red would interrupt, but he could be feisty. His infantry are much stronger than Wealthy Tuna's, so it's not unfathomable that he attacks there if there's no tank. However, I am expecting a tank from Wealthy Tuna this turn to cover that infantry because Sammy's gonna spank him like a bad boy. Yep. So builds a tank, captures the comm tower. It's going to go through 100%. You cannot stop this. Nothing is in range. The tank is not in range. And blue, yeah, I don't think you're getting this comm tower. Red is 100% interrupting it. So already we're seeing the contested comm tower come into action with Sammy putting on the pressure quite early. Building a tank on the weak side, okay. Sometimes you usually see like a tank in the middle or here and then mechs over here. Like a mech chain is not uncommon, particularly Sammy. So a little shocking to see a tank first, because look at this reinforce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes 3 turns to reach this comm tower, rather than 2 from blue. And even from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 turns from here. Both of these 2 turns, you can attack the comm tower. So that's why this is usually under blue's control. I don't know how red intends to hold it down, but we'll find out if he can. So blue B, go for the middle. Going for the comm tower, which is not going through, I guarantee that. Gets an artillery, not a bad idea as well. Artillery is pretty strong here. You put it like behind one of these mountains right here, how are you going to reach it? It's particularly if your opponent is focused on mechs and infantry rather than vehicles, these artillery can be pretty overpowered. Interrupts here, not a surprise in the slightest. I like attacking from the bottom here. If you attack from the side here, this infantry will finish you off. However, from the bottom, you have to move this, and then you can attack from the comm tower. Very smart positioning play by Azrael. Small little adjustments like that are important. Some people might miss them sometimes, but I don't. Builds an artillery over here. I guess seeing how smart this artillery is over here, you know, you really want to put pressure over there. However, Mr. Tooney, he's going to kill off that infantry quite easily right now, because this tank will not reach. Actually, instead, goes off for this infantry. Now, I have a few thoughts on this. Number one, red is not capturing this in the long term anyway. This is not a contested property. This is going to be blues. This is going to be blues, as you can see. This is going to be reds. These are not really contested. These ones over here are contested because they're in the middle, but those are not very contested. So that was a little bold by Azrael to go for that. That was a Mang's infantry, if I say so myself. I can see the merit in that, so okay. Going for this over here instead, a little more interesting. I thought he might go for the comm tower, but I guess since there's not too much fighting, he's not going for it right now, but clearly not going to get this comm tower at the bottom. That's going to either become reds or going to be white for now. So, nothing too unusual, having a little fighting over here. Red's tank cannot really attack into anything here. It can attack into that infantry, but that's ill-advised. So it's probably just going to sit there or shift to the center, or go on to a city. That's fine. Builds the first mech. There we go. That's what you kind of expect from Sammy on this map. So how will blue counter this mech? I'm curious to see myself. Gives up on the comm tower. Honestly, can't blame it. Might do a double attack from the top and the side, though, to stop red from getting it. We'll see how feisty he's feeling. Tank is really, I feel like this is a little overdone. I mean, this is, if red fights into this, he's going to lose. So it's a little strange to me to be putting that much weight onto this city, but you never know. Maybe he wants to bust open one of these pipe seams, and that's why the artillery is positioned in this position. Maybe bust open this one, you can reinforce middle. So that's a thought. First battlecopter, like I said, battlecopter's overpowered on this map. Getting the first battlecopter is crucial. In fact, I'm surprised that blue didn't build a battlecopter. Oh. Late capture of the... Let's see here, what went wrong with blue? Red, wisely, prioritizing that airport. Smart move. I have lost games on this map because I got the airport too late. Blue sent 2 down. Which one did... Red sent his 3rd infantry down. Blue sent his 4th infantry down. Now a little difference. You got a battlecopter by red. Not a bad move. Like I said, this is one of the most contested properties. As you can see, blue could start to pound right through here if he's not careful. In fact, even infantry. 1 attack from the road, 1 attack from this plane is doable. You see red guarding the comm tower with the tank now. Interesting. Mech can't reach, so that's probably a nice hit to take. Particularly, although if red's gonna get 2 comm towers, you might want to take the hit now. Does take the hit, as I would advise. Low roll, unfortunately, for blue. But that's not the end of the world. This artillery, okay, now he's locking down the city. That's what the artillery wanted to do, I suppose. But look, tanks coming here in 2 turns from both bases to attack this. Red, it's got mechs and an airport. So you probably want to build an anti-air this turn, which he does as soon as I say that. Smart move. Got no complaints from the players so far. They seem to be doing pretty optimal moves from my understanding. Loses 2 infantry over here in return for the comm tower. I think this is a wise move by red. A lot of people would combine infantry here. I don't think there's a need to focus too much on the comm tower. You're going to have control of this, so it's not really that big of a deal. Interrupts over here. Hey, there's nothing to attack back. Might as well. So far, so good for Azrael. Copter goes in. Love it. And like I said, can shift over to the middle. I might have gone right to this mountain right here, just so I could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're in the middle. Here, you can't really shift to the middle because the anti-air can reach you and kill you. I would prefer to see it at that mountain, but I guess they want flexibility to attack up here if something goes haywire. So I'm interested to see what they do. Okay, another copter. Can't complain there. Copters and mechs. That seems to be red's go-to plan over here. 3 mechs now. How will blue handle this? Bunka, Banka, combine. Okay, really wants the income. Probably wants to build their own copter this turn. I would hope they build their own copter this turn, to be honest. How will they prioritize this? Will they sack a tank in order to get this? Let's find out. Because this mech will reach you. Will sack a tank. Is sacking the tank in order to capture this property. The thing is, you sack the tank, but you can still interrupt. You have a copter attack and a mech attack, then an infantry attacks. And I think Azrael is going to do that. Knowing how baboony people get when playing with comm tower maps that are contested would not surprise me. Let's see what he does. Does he do the baboony play? I'm willing to bet Live League, this guy will. People get more feisty in Live League. That's why I love the game so much. Bill is an anti-air, makes sense, and as I mentioned before, has a copter. Yep, going for it. Boonk, bank, interrupt the cap. You sack 1 copter, and I think blue even knew this. This is a smart move. Underrated move by Wealthy Tuna. He knew he was going to sack that copter there, so he built another anti-air because this one's going to attack the copter and kill it. The mechs are going to kill the anti-air. Already built a prophylactic anti-air. Smart move. Underrated move by Wealthy Tuna right there. I like it. Also, there's not that many tanks over here, and by not many, I mean 0. Anti-air, phenomenal versus mechs and infantry. This 3 combination, copter, mech, infantry, anti-air can handle them by himself. Smart move, underrated move by Wealthy Tuna. Building a second anti-air in anticipation. Now, let's talk mech spam. How do you address mech spam like this? There's several ways to address it. Think about it in your head. I won't give you the answer yet. Pause it. What do you do during mech spam? Number 1, you run away. They have 2 movement. Okay, I shift to the middle, I break this open, I win the middle. Hell, I could even threaten the HQ, I can threaten these properties. Move away. Limited mobility for mechs means you can just front shift. I mean, this comm tower is nice, but hey, these 2 middle properties are more important, and maybe you could shift some more units over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, not end all be all is not the comm tower. You can shift away. Number 2, artillery. Artillery are great for mechs because mechs can't reach them the majority of the time unless you get like a Sammy superpower or semi-power or adder power, etc. Artillery, a good combination. 3, medium tanks, near tanks, teching up in general. They're really good for mechs. Mechs can't do shit to them usually unless they're on a road and it's like a Sammy mech or something. A medium tank on a city or plains or a forest, like, they're gonna crush mechs. Teching up. Copter spam could be used to a limited degree. Typically, I'm more on the front shifting, because you don't have to buy anything in particular. You can just move your units, and then it makes the mechs feel useless. They're just sitting there. What are they gonna do? Overextend over here to one space from your factory? Like, that's idiotic. The mechs can't really overextend themselves. They're just gonna sit there, useless, in a ball of, what's this, 3K, 6K, 9K, 12K, just sitting there. I like to move away. But there's merits to teching up, and there's merits to artillery, etc. So let's see what Wealthy Tuna does. I get the feeling he's just gonna fight into this, maybe tech up. He is Sasha, he will have more funds. That's my hunch right here. Could be proven wrong, but that's my hunch. Me, I would probably shift over here. I mean, you're already firing in this, but I would start investing more money on these sides over here and shifting middle, preventing that or retaking that, pressuring this property right here. You know, putting a little more pressure on the HQ perhaps. That's what I would do personally. But Wealthy Tuna's like, nah, I'm done. I'm not doing that stupid shit. I'm going in, boy. I'm going in, boy. Killing off the units, kills off the copter. Market crash gives that extra defense. Sucks the juice out of Azrael's Capri Sun of power charge. Okay, and the mech's not advisable. I don't think stopping this comm tower is worth sacrificing a mech personally, but hey, this is going to be Red's long term, and I think this is going to be Blue's long term. You can fight over it a bit, but that's just my thoughts. Honestly, fighting over this comm tower instead of retreating to the middle is not a bad play at all either. That's just one example. On this map, I'd probably be more inclined to fight over here versus mech spam than on other maps where it would be easier to front shift because it's harder to front shift with these, you know, pipe seams and mountains. So I think it's a perfectly fine idea in this instance to fight. So no complaints there. Mechs come in, copter comes in. Built this anti-air. Prepared. Hell, even built another hit, and look, there's a copter. Wealthy Tuna's like, hey man, we can play this game of cat and mouse, this game of copter anti-air, all you want. And Red just continues to spam out mechs. You get this artillery like here or something, and then they're just walking into the meat grinder. So I don't mind this move by Mr. Tuna. Anyway, boomka. Yeah, there's just so many anti-airs. Tank retreats though. Wow. You can't get enough anti-air, apparently. He really loves those anti-air. I mean, I can't blame the guys. They've been working so far. That seems a little silly. But we'll see. Double time actually comes through because Wealthy Tuna was not able to get a CO power. Will it be strong? We'll find out. Well, this mech now reaches there. This mech now... Oh, this is going to be a strong one. This is going to be a strong one. Going after this contested property over there, perhaps. Killing off, not a bad idea. This guy will reach here, so not quite to capping next turn. That's going to be a bye-bye. That's going to be a bye-bye. Healing up, capturing this property. You can't really stop that now. Look at that one shot. Bam! These mechs are kind of scary with Sammy powers, and look at the number of them. Look at the number of those mechs. Crazy. And Sammy. You watch my Sammy vids. In fact, you might have noticed a Sammy streak. There's been so many Sammy games I've been reviewing. There must be something going on or something in the water supply, but like I said in my Sammy videos, building mechs instead of tanks, you save 4K. That adds up. You build a mech, you save 4K from a tank. You build another mech, you save 4K from a tank. That's 8K. Where do you spend that 8K? Copters, teching up. Teching up. Medium tank. What is Blue gonna respond with? This is a big boy. Blue better start teching up too. Boom, mech hit. Not a bad hit. Healing up over here, that's fine. Blue is looking a little scared right here. That was a pretty strong CO power. I mean, you killed off an anti-air in one shot, weakened the artillery. A little overextended now, though. Lest us forget, these mechs are starting to overextend a bit. The hubris is real. The cockiness is real. Let's see what Mr. Tuna can do here. Probably... Whoa. Interesting. Okay. Rocket probably to put here and then try to stop this cap is what I'm assuming. However, Rocket's trying to interrupt a cap from Sammy is a lot harder from interrupting a cap from any other CO. So this is a kind of a desperation Rockets. Okay. I guess it's also defend against the medium tank. You know, Rockets aren't terrible on this map. you can put them here and defend against the base rush. Sometimes base rushes happen, by the way. You can put an artillery here, 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 and then base lock them. So maybe the fear is that Red's going to do a base rush. But so far, so decent. The thing about Wealthy Tuna is he has an income advantage. Believe it or not, Wealthy Tuna has an income advantage. Where does this income come from? Well, Red does not have to capture this property, while Wealthy Tuna has captured this property. I wonder if he will be able to stop this next turn, but, you know, Wealthy Tuna has 19k, which with the Sasha bonus is now 20,000, approximately 21,000. So there is an income advantage. And like I just said, the base rush is here. So maybe this is anticipation of this base rush coming in. A little scary. Wiggling the pipe scene. We love our little wiggles. We love the wiggles. Wiggle, wiggle. Another medium tank. A little questionable. I'm curious as to why weren't they built here or here? Medium tank would demolish all these units. Medium tank fighting into a rocket, though? A little more dubious. I mean, I guess he's anticipating mechs. Maybe that's why. But the medium tank placement, okay, it's a little interesting. I'm sure he had ideas why. Pulling back the rockets over there. Tank is trapped. This artillery, though, has been significantly weakened. Sniping off some free infantry. Smart move. But like I said, these mechs are just sitting there. You could front shift everything. Just give up on that comm tower. Front shift. Or you could keep fighting into it. We'll see what he does. Looks like he's doing the artillery trick. Artillery is good versus mechs, like I mentioned earlier. You don't want to have tanks fighting into them. You want to have infantry and artillery and copters fighting into mechs, ideally. But Red captures both comm towers. Red looks like he's about to capture this property right here, too. Two big boy beefy medium tanks busting through. Boom. Now this is front shift in the middle. So maybe what I was saying was wrong. Maybe he had the idea, hey, this is going in the middle. It's quicker to go from here, busting the pipe seam to the middle, than from down here. So I take what I said back. Azrael, shifting to the middle. Clever girl. The mechs, what are they going to do? They can only really sit here. They can't overextend. You go here, they're going to die. You go here, they're going to die. You go, like, they're kind of just sitting here in a clump of mechs. So if I'm blue, yeah, try to capture this. Try to capture, like, this property in the middle. Try to, you know, do some front shifting. But Red looks in pretty commanding position. Despite that, ends the turn behind on income, or on unit value. And behind on income, obviously, because it's Sasha. Granted, Sasha does have the income advantage, but still, like, Wealthy Tuna has less units, but more powerful units. Azrael has more units, but they're mechies. They're not very mobile. So, if Blue chooses the front shift, it could be a big ouchie for Azrael. But it's hard to front shift a rocket. That's like one of the hardest uses to front shift. So what can Blue do? He finally techs up. Okay, now he's like, all right, artillery, teching up. We can finally do the push here. The anti-air push wasn't really working. I need to tech up. Which, you know, like I said, either front shift, you tech up, or you just freaking artillery spam, or just fight into it and lose. So, Red now has the income advantage because capture this property over here, and both middle properties, the most contested properties, better than the comm tower. And Red's like, boom, I'm gonna bust open your pipe seam. This might even help you, but I'm still doing it anyway. This part I'm a little concerned about. I don't quite understand this, but Red decides to do that regardless. It'll make it easier to chase those copters by Red with these anti-air, so dubious, but we have a first rocket by Red. Now we have rockets mirroring on both sides, looking to lock down the properties. It's day 15, by the way. Day 30 is the end of the game. Whoever has the most properties by day 30 wins. Doesn't matter what army size you have, doesn't matter how many tears you shed. Day 30, all decided by properties. And right now, if it ended right now, Azrael would win, Mr. Ready. What can Blue do to turn the tides? Playing a little passively for now, but looks to be recapturing this property right here without significant losses by Red. Red could choose to interrupt that, but there would be some significant losses, especially if you attack with the medium tank with this artillery right there. Teching up over here. Okay, I'm starting to like what I'm seeing from Blue. There's a mech spam. You have to do tech up sometimes. But the income grows by red. It grows. Medium tank comes in. Boomka. Blanca. Bianca. Rockets. Screeches onto the road. But these mechs are just sitting here. These mechs are all paid for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 21,000 to guard this comm tower. Is that comm tower worth 21,000 funds? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. It's day 16, for God's sake. Maybe on day 25 it is, but this is day 16. That's a lot of investment. What, can Wealthy Tuna exploit this, though? He's not yet shown any ability to exploit this overindulgence, some might say, in mechs. Looks like he's going to sneak it now, though. Perhaps. He's just fighting in. Okay. He's fighting in. He's going to be using a CO power. Maybe even a... No, he's going to use CO power. There's no way he's using a super power here. Combines from the middle. Medium tank. In medium tank range on a road. I guess there's a... an artillery there at least. Copter attacks the medium tank. Market crash comes in. He's going to suck away some of that juicy juice. Nice little find right there. I might move the rocket rather than focus on infantry. Maybe that's just me. This is 100% exposed now. You don't want to expose a rocket like that. I mean, that seems kind of pretty obvious. I don't care if a mech is going to hit you. But if you attack a rocket and nearly kill it, that's 15,000 funds you're losing right there. That's a big swing. Okay. But the good news is Blue looks like he's going to regain this property right here, this comm tower. What will be lost here? Probably a tank and an anti-air. There might be a power reach. Probably will be a power reach right here. And there's going to be some units lost. Boonk. Yeah, definitely going to reach a power, especially after attacking that rocket. Oh god, it's 15k, man. Oh, you hate to see it. I love my rockets. Are we gonna reach it? So freaking close. Not there yet. Not there yet. Oh god, that's gonna be a big hit too. This is gonna be a big turn for Azrael. Double time. Oh boy. Even this mech reaching the medium tank. Will that do 3 damage? That might be significant. Okay, Saxon there. Gonna get murdered by that tank. Bang! Oh. I guess the defense from the power doesn't have to stop it, but... Bang. Oof, mech's capping now. Okay, he's just going full baboon now. He's going full baboon, full set. Whoa. Turn ends. Wasn't able to build anything. Uh-oh. A great turn by red. If he spent his money, he'd have like a 50% income lead or unit value lead. However, the turn ended early. Can the tuna himself take advantage of this? Boom. Bang. Blang. Retreating. Got the comm tower and I was like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here 100%. Wow, look at the damage there. 1 damage. Boom. Alright. But Azrael, he has the unit advantage. Or he has the income advantage. He does not have the unit advantage anymore because he forgot to build his units next turn. But he has 42,000 funds. What will he buy here? Honestly, not a bomber. There's too many anti-air. I'm thinking Neo-Tank probably. I'm not looking at air units when there's that many artillery. Or anti-air rather. Uh-oh. Ooh, good find. Good find. Good find! Okay, this is beautiful. Good find by Azrael. Now the HQ is being threatened. Copter. Ooh, good find. I'm liking this. Okay, so even if the copter does die to an anti-air, the rocket will hit it. Builds a bomber, like... Alright, I would have preferred to see him Neo-Tank, but there's already 3 anti-air. I mean, one of them's pretty much dead. One will probably die to this copter, but it's probably just going to build another. So... Boom! Wealthy Tuna comes in. Honestly, if he had a full superpower here, I might consider using a superpower. You could get a lot of funds from this. Oof. Yeah, this is getting a little desperation mode. Luckily for him, he's Sasha, and Azrael is nowhere near being able to, oh, this is awful. Oh, base locked by a copter, by a 3 HP copter. Oh, he couldn't even kill it. Oh god. But luckily for Wealthy Tuna, he might be able to... Nah, he won't be able to sneak it. Almost was able to sneak it, probably. The tuna, though, he's sweating a little bit. He's sweating a little bit. He doesn't even use his CO power. Azrael's gonna get another power. Oh no. Oh no! It's coming. The power is coming. I know it. There's no reason not to use it, right? Bonk. Interesting. Oh. Interesting. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can't stop the HQ now. Granted, he uses it. Honestly, use the CO power here, you get the extra defense. You have 50% defense. It's 40% on the HQ. You use your CO power, you get an extra 10%. There you go. Looking scary. Looking scary. Can the tuna man himself, sun-kissed, or what do they call it? Is it called sun-kissed tuna? I don't know. I don't eat tuna. Not that kind of tuna, at least. Anyway. He's coming in. Threatening. Most importantly of all. Threatening. 50% defense. He does have an artillery and an anti-air position, though, so this should not be a cap this turn. War bonds coming in here. Desperation war bonds. F it. Let's go. Boonga. Blanga. I don't know if he's going to make much money, though. He started the turn with, what, 14,000? Let's see how much he makes. Okay. That's good, at least to make some money there. Oh, wait, he's going to steal the comm tower. Ooh. Now Tuna might get both comm towers. What a change of events. And maybe Azrael overextended over here. The Tuna Man. Boom, look at that damage. And he makes a lot of money off that damage, too. Boom. Bang. Will he allow this cap, though? It looks like it. Unless he brings his anti-air over. I don't know if he wants to do it, though. He has nothing to defend this otherwise. So it looks like he's going to allow the cap. So how much money did he make? Okay, he went from 14,000. Okay, he made approximately 12,000. Alright. 26,000 for 14,000. Alright, that's... Alright, I guess. He's going to lose a property over here, though. He's going to lose a property over here. Going to gain a comm tower. Probably won't hold the comm tower for very long, though. But, not a bad turn for Wealthy Tuna. Not a bad turn. Azrael got a little too cocky, I think. But, boom, will they be able to cover up the bomber from the attack from this? No. Doesn't look like it. The mechs, still coming in. Red is super overextended over here. He's going to be losing a lot more units. This medium tank's going to murder this. The Neo tank is coming, though. He needs his own Neo tank, and he's down quite a significant chunk on income. He's down 5k on income. So that's not great for him. I don't know what this copter is doing, but it's having a hell of a time. So, Blue can kill off this rockets. Blue can weaken the bomber. Kills off the tank, because Red is super overextended. He's going to kill off another tank there. Might even, yeah, he's doing tank versus tank, or tank versus medium tank, and it's working. He's going to die. I would have attacked with the copter first, personally, but, you know, low time. These guys are pretty close to increment, if not on it. Blue, though, looks like he's probably going to recapture that. This infantry cannot reach. This copter will not do enough damage. Okay, he could make it back. He needs to save up this turn for either a bomber next turn or his own Neo tank to combat that Neo tank, because he has no answer for that. That's going to murder this medium tank if it reaches there. Have to save up money, Mr. Tuna. Okay, well, we'll see. Boonk. Plug-blank. Honestly, I don't know about using your buying right now. You kind of want to use your power, because Azrael's about to, yeah. Azrael's about to get that CO power. And now units that would not normally reach this infantry will reach. These mechs, oh boy, they're hungry. Let's just say it that. Boom, double time comes in. Well, it was nice knowing this guy. He got both comm towers for like a turn or two. That was nice while it lasted, huh? Kills off the anti-air. Oh my goodness, this is starting to look ugly over here though for Blue. This is a strong side. Oh, and he can't even stop the comm tower because he needs to kill the bomber. The comm tower is gone on both sides soon. He fought so hard for them, but... oof. Can the Tuna grab this property, and this property, though? That might be enough, but he's going to lose this. What can the Tuna do? Kills off the bomber. There's a lot of money there. As you can see, the Wealthy Tuna is killing it in unit value, though. Despite being down significantly on income, he's got way more units, more value, just low income. Because Red basically is all his money is in these 2 Neotanks. The rest is mechs and infantry. Literally, that's his only vehicles, are these 2 Neotanks. Blue can threaten this, blue can threaten this, blue can threaten the HQ. These Neotanks are out of position. Well, this one's actually going to murder one of those, so that's going to be unfortunate for him. But, also, for God's sake, bring it over here so the Neotank attacks. This medium tank can spank it. Why aren't you doing that? Medium tank over here. Why is this going over here? Oh, this is one of the first, like, dumb moves I've seen. I like most of the moves. Some of them had some rhyme and reason. This is a pretty egregious bad move, in my opinion. I do not understand this. Now, there's a free tank kill over here. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Gives up both comm towers, as he should. He kinda has to. Loses an anti-air, loses the infantry, losing a lot of units. So he was ahead on units. 23 to 16, or used to be 26 to 16. Free tank kill, like I mentioned. Comm tower cap. Medium tank does not get to strike from a city or from a road first strike with the CO power, as he normally would. I'm just a little salty about it. Can you tell? Anyway. Copters coming over here. There's no answer for the copters. This copter is way far away. So blue has the right idea. Captures 1 property back, but still 5k down. Might want to try to get this one back too. Market crash comes in. You need that extra defense. But being down on income this long, it wears on you. Mech here. Honestly, I'm thinking infantry, and then you build a Neotank. You're going to need a Neotank to fight these Neotanks or a bomber. You can't afford buying these mechs all the time. You need to tech up. These Neotanks are going to go to town. There's nothing to stop them. They're going to feast. They're going to feast like beasts. Boonga. What are you going to do with that Neotank, huh? Well, that's a one-shot. Ooh, but he's going to sit on the city. But it's going to sit on the city. Or is it? It should sit on the city. Overextension. But honestly, like, Red's just going to freaking town over here. Why not? I don't know about that overextension. Copter attacks, medium tank attacks with power. That's going to be a big boy hit. And this other copter can hit this Neotank, so there's too many copters for the anti to keep up with. But now Wealthy Tuna. Looks like he's snagging both middle Whoa, this game is getting a little nut, huh? Getting a little nut, huh? Little nut. Builds a medium tank. But there's so many Neotanks. Like, what are you going to do over here? You need a bomber, dude. Not attacking? Dude, attack! You gotta attack, you can't just retreat. Oh no. You're just giving up. You gotta attack this Neotank, dude. Copter attack. Medium tank attack. Bring that down to like 4. Especially with your CO power. It wouldn't even do that much damage back with 40 defense. I missed an opportunity there. I mean, I get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But still, the net gain is higher. It's within base range. But if you don't attack it, then this Neotank's going in the middle. And you have nothing in the middle. Boom. Copter comes in. There's no anti-air covering because this pipe seam is a pesky pipe seam. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! Boom! Is not getting the proper... It all looks certain. But with 2 comm towers, these tanks and copters hit like trucks. Boom. Bang. That's a one-shot. Bang. Oh. Okay, I'm surprised myself. Bang. Now, because he didn't attack in, these both front shifted to the middle. What does blue have to fight here? How much? What can blue do now? He needs some sort of miracle, seemingly. He's trying to trap this Neotank. But there's no... Is he going to build rockets? Like, what is the trap here? Okay, that's the trap. Medium tank, like here, maybe? Okay, so he's going to trap one Neotank. That's actually not a bad move. It kind of... I mean, it base locks you for a turn. You can't move as off and attack at the same time, so that's kind of annoying. But... I mean, Neotank is at least dead. Or should be close to dead. Maybe without a comm tower, it's not dead. Copter's coming in. Neotank decides to chill, and there's no anti-air to save it either. So 2 copter hits. Copter hit down, copter hit side, mech, a rocket attack. Well, rocket attack, copter bottom, copter side, mech top. should kill. Then the other mech can capture. This attacks and this captures. I think that should be enough, especially with the power. But meanwhile, like, these ones in the middle, they're zooming around, and it's coming close to the HQ. What can the tuna do? Market crash. You gotta kill this. You need to kill off this freaking Neotank. Should be enough. This attacks here, and then you cap. No! Oh, okay, he has an infantry. Good, I was like, what are you doing, dude? Okay, there's an infantry there. He gets the property back. He needs that. Now this medium tank needs to attack from the HQ. I don't know about that, because... yeah, okay. Oof. Yeah. Okay. Red is overextending a bit. Blue is fighting back over here. The mech train has died off. They went extinct. Like, remember what I said? They overextended? If you overextend, they're gonna die? Well, they did just that. And wouldn't you know it, they went extinct like the dinosaurs. So, Blue's fighting back. Blue is winning over here. He needs infantry now. He needs to capture this. He needs to capture that if he wants to have any hope. Because the middle is looking incredibly dire. There's two freaking Neotanks, for God's sake. Tuna, though, is fighting strong. He's been behind on income for months now. Well, I mean, weeks now. It's day 26, though. There's 4 days left. He needs to capture this. He needs to capture this. He needs to capture this, and probably one of the two middle properties for at least a tie or a win. Will he be able to do it, though? This Neotank doesn't even care! Wow. Wowie. Oh, he knows. He can't attack the Neotank because he needs to stop this cap, because if there's another cap coming through, Red's gonna win on property count. What can the Bluebie do? Bluebie doobie do. Okay, he needs to get this property, and he needs to get this property. Will he have enough time, though? 4 days left. Okay, he does not go for the infantry. He wants to focus on the Neotank. Okay. But you're gonna be down a lot on properties with, like, no time left. Okay. Okay. A little dubious here. Now, if I'm Azrael, I'm going for infanticide. Okay, that sounds like infants. I'm not talking about infants. I'm talking about infantry. You know, killing infantry. Anyway, I'm just going to murder infantry, murder all of them. 3 days left. You're not going to be able to capture any of these middle properties, and Red wins. That's what I'm doing. I'm just killing off all... Oh, he's got other ideas, though. Oh, he's got other ideas. He is going for a Victor March for the final blow. Oh, he has 100% going for that. Will he get it? I don't know if he's going to get it. He didn't get it. And he's really low on unit value. He sacrificed everything. Dang. Hate to see it. But, all the same, how's he going to... Uh-oh. That's not good for Blue. That's not good for Blue. And Blue can't even get this guy off. He's in the way. Well, actually, no. One. Okay, never mind. He can. Okay, he can. Market crash comes in. Gotta kill the copter. Oh, no! No, he wanted to snag this. Oh, no. He wanted to snag it. He wanted to snag it. He's gonna snag the copter. Oh no, the copter's gonna stop him. Oh, Bluebie Doo. The Tuna Man. I don't think the Tuna Man can do it now. He's gonna lose him. Oh, look at that income. That income difference is... Yeah, and Wealthy Tuna resigns. This is just... Whew! That was a wild game. That was the most mech spam I've seen in a long time. And that was actually used pretty well. I will say he got a little too greedy, like I mentioned before. He overextended with the mechs. Like, the mechs accomplished what they wanted. They got the comm tower. This is a strong side. Like, you're not going to capture either of these properties. And look, he didn't capture it because this is within 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hell, a medium tank can reach there. Like, that's a little overzealous on the mechs. But I think they were used to great effect. To keep the comm tower the entirety of the game, despite this being a weak side for Red, he was able to hold it due to the mech spam, so props to him for being able to space out the mechs effectively with air units. For blue, he just kind of dabbled a little too much with his mech. He didn't tech up early like he should versus the mechs, and he didn't front shift like he should versus the mechs. He didn't really commit to one way to handle the mechs. He built anti-air, sure, but that's not going to handle them. That means it's going to one-shot some of them, but ideally you want to a long-term solution. Either you front shift or you tech up, or artillery spam. Artillery spam is not as good. I typically would either tech up or front shift, but did neither. Kind of half-assed it, and kind of showed right here. It just never really came to fruition. A bunch of mechs beat a bunch of vehicles, which is kind of an embarrassing situation to be in. But Wealthy Tuna fought back valiantly. I think he had some good chances. I like the Neo-Tank trap over here. I think this was the Neo-Tank trap was pretty cute, not gonna lie. Little good find right there. I like that one a lot. But Sammy has some viability here. Like I said, I think Sasha and Pac are still better, but I think she has a lot of viability because of these mechs. And they really showed why they're pretty strong, as well as taking the middle properties as well with that extra infantry capture, as well as the other comp tower. Having 2 comp towers the majority of the game, pretty nice. Pretty damn nice with your mechs with, what do they have? 150% firepower? That's gonna hit like a truck. So, anyway, well played by both players. I enjoyed the game. Hope you guys did too, and learned a few things about mechs and how to deal with them. Anyway, catch you guys next time. Peace.